question is, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How can we test a person, or how can we test that a person is pious, righteous, and religious before marrying him or her? Also, how to find someone who is righteous and religious?
How do you
find someone who is righteous and religious?
How do you find someone who's righteous and religious? That's very hard, honestly speaking. But you may not also be that righteous. It's very hard on all sides. But you're trying to find the best that you can find. At the end of the day, you'll still need to get married. And you try to find the best that you can find. Testing people, we don't have, the idea here is, some people think that Islam does not allow you any room to figure out or to familiarize yourself with your potential life partner, and some people feel that this is actually a problem, like to just get into this relationship, which is meant to be a permanent relationship for life, without enough knowledge. A brother approached me and said that I wanted to propose to a certain sister, and her family is not a Muslim family, and they want us to date for 3 or 4 years before we get married. And it sounds a little bit shocking to at least me. It's probably to most of you. It is shocking because he wants to have a pure, wholesome relationship. And he's being told that no, you could actually have everything that marriage would offer a man, but without the commitment, or that is thought to offer a man, without the commitment of the marriage itself. And if this person is not pious, then that sounds like a good deal. If you're not really observant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the bounds of Allah, it sounds like a good deal. Keep in mind that in Islam, marriage is not one step. We have 3 different steps. We have the first one, which is engagement. We have the second one, which is the aqd. People call this in different cultures different names. But that is the contract, basically. That's the marriage contract. And then we have the third step, which is the actual bina, consummation. It is the wedding. So these are 3 different distinct steps. Between engagement and getting contracted, or getting married, during that period, you're allowed to have discussions. You would have already asked. You would have already asked and asked many people. If someone wanted to work for you, you will ask for a letter of reference. This is a marriage. So you would have asked about her, him, their friends, family members, whoever would know about them. You could have also observed them. If you go to college, if you both go to the same college, you may have been able to observe him or her for the last 2 years, their conduct, the way they act, the way they speak, and so on. And all of this would give you some, even after you get married, it may take you years to figure out each other, and to really know each other's qualities, or to have good knowledge of the qualities of each other. But what we want to do is we want to do our best. First, you're asking, that is before the engagement, and you try to figure out if this is a suitable person for you in every regard. And then after the engagement, you're having discussions among yourselves at her home, in the presence of her family members. Family members also could step out and allow you without khalwa, doors open, but they could just walk away, go into the kitchen and leave you in the living room so that you can you talk about various issues and see if you have enough commonalities and if you have enough harmony. And that is all before the act. That's all before the act. And then after the act, you could go out together. You could, that would be, if we borrow this terminology, that would be the form of halal dating. That's after you're contracted, after the act. And then but there is a promise still that you will not consummate the marriage. This is your promise to the wali. Aqd means that it is just a contract. Consummation will be deferred until we have the wedding party or until it's time to move in with each other. Or until whatever time we agree on. Even if you're not going to move in with each other, but you'll consummate the marriage and there is an agreement among the two families that the marriage will be consummated, then that's fine. But then during this period, before the consummation, you will be able to go out together, your wife and husband at this point. And that will give you, an opportunity basically to test each other and to figure out each other a little bit more. But eventually, to really know each other, you will really need to get married. Because that is when you move in together, that is when you, even people, you look at the divorce rates among people who have been in some relationship dating for 3 or 4 years, in general, in the larger community. You could be dating for 2 to 3 years or 4 years, and then you get married and you look at the divorce rates in the first year after marriage. You figure these people know each other quite well. They've been living together for 3 to 4 years. You'll find that the divorce rates are still high in the first year after marriage, because that is when the relationship becomes a different form of relationship. It requires commitment, requires loyalty and fidelity, and requires so much more than a casual relationship or a relationship without the commitment of marriage. So do your best. Islam does provide you enough opportunity to figure out each other and to test each other. Do your best, and then have tafweed. Delegate the matter to Allah. Rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Delegate the matter to Allah and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to provide you with a good spouse, because at the end of the day, it's all up to Him. No matter how much you do and no matter how much you try to be careful, it is all up to Him. So do your best and have tafweed and make dua, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provide all single men and women with good, righteous spouses. Amen. There is still righteousness in this ummah. I try to be a little, jovial about it in the beginning. I don't mean that there is no righteousness in this ummah, but to find a really righteous person in your imagination, you should also look in the mirror and see if you're that person. If you're looking for a sahabiyya, look in the mirror and see if you are a sahabi, and vice versa.